My flight project reflection. In this task we were given, I successfully managed to get 80% right of the whole project. I found out the arrival and departure times, calculated the duration of the flights, found out the distance traveled on each flight, and researched the cost of the flights. Additionally, I investigated the speed of each flight. I managed to figure out the local cost of the daily activities and then converted into Danish kroner, figured out the average of the flight, and then the speed. The total distance traveled, total time spent flying, the local cost of both tours, used the correct graph for the information I was using, and the accommodation costs. Although it came to a point where I did some things wrong. For example, I didn't do the cost of the flight but converted myself with a formula. I also had my itinerary in 24-hour time instead of having it in 12-hour time, but those were the only two parts of the flight project I did wrong. I think I could use my flight project in real life, because in real life I wouldn't really mind if my itinerary was in 24-hour time or in 12-hour time. And to me, it wouldn't really matter if everything that contains a number had to be converted into a Danish kroner or other currencies. I have learned lots of skills through this project. For example, the formulas on the spreadsheet documents, my math language itself. I have improved the way I speak in math and write in math. I have become more accurate, loud, and clear. I have found out the difference of the time zones, which is really helpful for me since I have a family in Australia, so now it will be easier for me to find out the time in Australia instead of going on the internet and finding that out. I also learned how to make my graphs more interesting and not too plain. For example, an interesting graph is a cumulative graph, and a boring graph is a comparison of two tours. I learned how to do a good axis and head titles. I made them make more sense. I think I could really use this in a project in real life, but maybe in real life don't go into that much detail as I did in the project, because if I was only taking one flight, that would be a bit over top, but if I was taking 7 flights, then it would be fine. Thank you for listening.